The views expressed on this program are those of the producers and individuals appearing on this program and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Sun Prairie Media Center staff, its video service providers, or the staff and elected officials of the City of Sun Prairie.
Hello and welcome to Real Reviews. We are back and it is the end of July. I am Jameson Rabbit and of course I'm always joined by my good pal, Mr. Steve Sabaki.
Thank you.
How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good. You know, we have a really fun slate of movies this week.
I want to, you don't know about this.
Oh.
But I want to start off with a little trivia.
A little surprise. Okay, what do we have?
Okay, so as you know, we lost Ozzy Osbourne.
We did.
This week.
Yes.
He did appear in some movies.
Yes.
So you may know the answer to this because you're
Okay.
the all-knowing movie
great.
sensei. What was the first feature film that he starred in?
So feature film, not documentary?
No,
Oh,
feature film.
I'm not sure. I don't know.
Okay, you don't know the answer?
I don't know.
It was 1986's Trick or Treat. Do you remember
Trick
that?
or Treat, yes, of course.
He played the Reverend Aaron Gilstrom.
Yeah.
And just as a side note, the movie was directed by Charles Martin Smith, who played Terry the Toad in American Graffiti.
Terry the Toad.
Yeah.
I like this. A little trivia to start the week off with.
So I didn't know it either. I haven't seen the film. Did you see the movie?
I have, yes.
Okay, of course you have.
I have. I was thinking what was the rock star documentary? They made 3 versions of it.
Oh, I
Where they would interview rock stars and then people out in parking lots.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Anyways, love those. He's great in that. Ozzy Osbourne in the '80s, just making eggs in a dainty bathrobe. I was like, wait, that's Ozzy? Anyways, we lost him. So this month we are talking about the movies that we saw from basically all of July, and it was a big slate. I mean, it's the heart of summer movie season, and we've got a whole bunch of big blockbusters. So why don't we get started?
Sure.
I'll get us jumped off with our first one, kind of going chronologically through the month. We have F1 the movie from director Joseph Kosinski, starring Brad Pitt as Sonny Hayes. Sonny Hayes is a grizzled racer, a man with a need for speed and probably a death wish. He was once the future face of the sport, but now he's running small race circuits and living in his RV. Until an old friend and formal rival, a man Ruben Cervantes, played by Javier Bardem, shows up with an offer, a life-changing offer to come race for his struggling Formula One team. He wants Sonny to be the mentor for the new hot shot Joshua Pierce, played by Damson Idris, and maybe bring the team their first ever win before it's too late. And I mean, this is director Joseph Kosinski. It has very strong echoes thematically with Top Gun Maverick, which he also did.
It's Top Gun Maverick on wheels.
It really is. I mean, former hotshot Need for Speed, burns his bridges, former rival friend offers a helping hand.
Yeah.
Can you bring this ragtag bunch together at a breakneck speed where a little mistake might be life or death? I mean, that is Top Gun Maverick. I love Top Gun Maverick. Let's do this. Brad Pitt. Kosinski excels at adrenaline-packed films, and this is filled, I thought, with a bunch of familiar sports movie tropes.
Oh, yeah.
But it stars Brad Pitt, who, even with a full face helmet on, his charisma cannot be contained. He's just on the big screen. He is hard to not look at.
Well, I thought this was his best performance since Moneyball,
Oh, wow.
which came out in 2011.
He won an Academy Award since then for a different movie, for Once Upon a Time.
That's right.
in
I
Hollywood.
mean, he was great in that, but I
Yeah.
thought this was his best one. And it was essentially, I thought, Brad Pitt doing his best Steve McQueen.
Yes, that he was channeling Steve McQueen.
Yeah, and I was fine with that because I thought, okay,
Yeah.
this is a fitting tribute to a great actor from another great actor.
Right.
I mean, I have no outside interest in racing.
That's the thing, though. I don't think you have to have a working knowledge of Formula One to enjoy this
No,
movie.
I don't know anything about Formula One. I don't go to races. I don't watch them on TV. I don't follow the sport, but I do like racing movies. Ford versus Ferrari.
Great.
1968's Grand Prix, which starred James Garner.
How about Sylvester Stallone's Driven, the F Formula One movie, where
I
he
don't
picks up
remember that.
He picks up quarters with his tires going around a track. Oh, it's
Okay.
terrible. It's terrible, Steve.
Bobby Deerfield, one of my all-time favorite Al Pacino movies. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
But I enjoy racing movies. I mean, even a couple of years ago, it was Ferrari and Gran Turismo, which weren't the greatest, but the racing scenes in that movie were really good, I thought. And what's tough about these movies, or what the challenge is, the racing scenes you have to make them better than the last ones that came out.
Right.
And I think Kaczynski achieves that with this.
Yeah, the racing looked believable. Had my stomach in knots watching it.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's best seen on the big screen.
Oh, yeah,
For
definitely.
just the sound and everything. But I thought the racing was very believable and enjoyable. And I have a modicum of knowledge of Formula One, thanks to the Netflix series that has come out. It's kind of got me a little interested in Formula One. It was, the tension was there. The story was good. And Brad Pitt was excellent. Javier Bardem, too, who I love, who always, I feel like Javier Bardem always looks a little disheveled even at his best moments, was perfect in this as the guy who's just, the stress of this team and losing millions and millions of dollars is weighing on him. Yeah, I thought he was perfect in this role as the team owner.
Well, I mean, in the beginning, as I'm watching the movie, the Carrie Condon, and I love Carrie Condon.
Yeah.
I think she's great. I didn't realize that was her. I was watching this thinking, that's Diane Kruger.
Oh, sure.
You know?
I can see that. Yeah.
Because Carrie Condon had blonde hair and
Yep.
kind of looked like. But then when I saw the credits, I went, oh, that's Carrie Condon. I thought, the weakest of the four main characters was Damson Idris,
As Pierce.
who played
yeah.
the young guy that.
He was kind of a caricature of that character.
Yeah, he was. I mean,
I thought that their decision to add a third act villain into the movie that didn't need to be there, I thought that was a mistake, and it kind of detracted from the movie at that point. All of a sudden, we have to have this mustache twirling villain in the final race. Like, okay, that's dumb. But outside of that, yeah, I enjoyed this more than I was expecting to.
yeah, I mean, I've read where the F1 world has not been real thrilled about
That
this.
does not surprise me at all.
But come on.
Yeah.
I was very entertained.
Good. So that entertainment value would give what kind of score from you?
I gave it 4 stars. I mean, is it going to result in me watching racing? No, but I liked it.
Steve turns on the race on Sunday and
No.
says, "Is Brad Pitt in this one?"
Love Brad Pitt.
I concur. I end up giving this 4 stars as well. It's an enjoyable flick. If you can catch it on the big screen, do so, because like most Kaczynski movies, it's meant to be seen on the largest screen. Speaking of big things on big screens, we turn to an old friendly franchise. What do you have for us?
Jurassic World
Rebirth.
Okay. Directed by Gareth Edwards. I don't look at my other page here. This is a standalone sequel to Jurassic World Dominion, which came out in 2022, and it's the 4th Jurassic World film and the 7th installment overall in the Jurassic Park franchise. And this plot involves pharmaceutical executive Martin Krebs, played by Rupert Friend, recruiting covert operations expert Zora Bennett, played by Scarlett Johansson, to lead a mission to extract DNA from living dinosaurs.
Dino DNA.
Yeah, who've survived in areas around the equator, because that apparently is the only place that they can survive because of the climate. And you can't, for whatever reason, you can't get DNA from a dead dinosaur. It has to be from a living one, and it just can't be from one. It's got to be from multiple dinosaurs, because otherwise you wouldn't have a movie.
Yeah.
These DNA samples hold the key to a new heart disease treatment. So going along for the ride are paleontologist Dr. Henry Loomis, played by Jonathan Bailey. He's from Wicked. And the driver of the boat, Zora's buddy, Duncan Kincaid, played by Mahershala Ali. And, oh, by the way, they're joined by a father, his 2 daughters, the obnoxious boyfriend of one of the daughters.
But why are they joined by them?
Well, they're driving. They're going on a joyride.
Yeah, just through the equator
in this
the
area
dinosaur
that's
zone.
inhabited by these dangerous dinosaurs.
They just happen to get caught up in it.
Yeah. Didn't anybody warn them before they ventured out to sea? So they get rescued by this crew. So when Jurassic Park first came out a long time ago, in 1993, directed by Steven Spielberg, I mean, I saw it in the theater, and I can remember how much in awe I was from what I saw on the screen. I mean, there's been dinosaurs in movies before, but Spielberg did something different here. I mean, the special effects were unlike anything I had ever seen before. Then came The Lost World, also directed by Spielberg. It was okay. And then I thought this series got progressively worse as it went on, and I lost interest in it. And then this one came.
Ooh, did it bring you back?
No.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Yeah. I mean, I'm no longer, I no longer watch in awe at these films.
Yeah, it's funny because in the cinematic universe, they talk about how dinosaurs have kind of become passé, right? They're more nuisances when the dinosaurs are wandering through the city. People are like, oh, stupid dinosaur. It's almost become the Flintstones. Right? Like, oh, can the dinosaur do this for us? Otherwise, like, they're just spray painting them. Like, and I think in real life, in the movies, the dinosaurs have become passé to moviegoers. Now, they're still making hundreds of millions of dollars. That's why they keep making these. But I agree with you. I feel like this iteration of the franchise, these 4 movies, I enjoyed Jurassic World. And it's nothing's been able to kind of recapture that magic. And the storytelling in this one was so dumb. We have to have a dinosaur from the air and the sea and land, and then this random family gets mixed up in it because of course not. You know, it's been a while since I actually enjoyed a Jurassic movie. I'm kind of bored by them. We also have some real dinosaurs in here, some made up dinosaurs, some things that they just like make up a name. We'll call that a dinosaur. And I don't know, not even 2 big, huge name actors can save this for me. Scarlett Mahershala, I'm watching the movie going, you guys have much better things to do than make this stupid movie. And it felt like desperate on the Jurassic side of the things. The last movie, they tried bringing back iconic, legendary characters from the original films, right? Maybe that'll help. And that movie was terrible. Yeah. And then this one, like, let's get Academy Award winners. This movie's not good either. And it was frustrating. I don't think this movie was actively bad, but it wasn't enjoyable to me.
Well, to me, it was just a monster movie with grouchy dinosaurs trying to kill the humans.
Yeah.
And Scarlett Johansson was essentially the Black Widow dinosaur hunter.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody was such a caricature. Jonathan Bailey's the nerdy but hunky doctor. He
loved those Altoids, though.
He wants to do good. Rupert Friend plays the evil pharmaceutical company rep. Of course, he wants to just make money off this.
Yep.
Gee, I wonder who gets it first. Mahershala Ali, he's the gruff captain of this rickety old ship, but he's got a heart of gold. I just thought it was just all so tired.
I feel like all the characters, especially Scarlett and Mahershala, were in it just as Scarlett's character was. How big is the check?
Yep.
That's how they lured her character into doing this, and I feel like that's how they lured them into it. How big is that check going to be? Because this movie was a yawn. For a big dinosaur monster movie, these movies have become very blah to me, and I'll still see them, but I'm not excited about them anymore.
Yeah, I agree.
What did you end up giving Jurassic World Rebirth?
I gave it 1 star.
Ooh, that is rough.
I think it's time for the series to become extinct.
Attaboy. Yeah, I gave it a generous 2.5. Not good, not bad.
Wow, okay.
Just boring.
It was.
That was the thing to me. I was just bored, which I shouldn't be by a giant monster dinosaur.
Usually there's, and the executive director of this was Spielberg.
Yeah. And Gareth Edwards, a director who did the Godzilla movie. I mean, he does big monster movies.
Yeah.
I feel like he's just going to the same well over and over again. Speaking of going to the same well with the monster, I saw a movie. It is a July horror movie. That's when the best horror movies come out. It is Megan 2.0 from director Gerard Johnstone. It is a sequel to 2022's Megan, which 2022's Megan, Mithrigan as I called it, was a really pleasant surprise, all right? It's a horror movie that popped into the January slate, sparked a dance. The story of a tech creator, Gemma, played by Allison Williams, who made a robot babysitter that became sentient and overly protective of her niece and is driven to kill anyone who threatens their connection to her niece, Katie. It was a dumb, fun flick in the dumping ground of January. Exactly what I needed. Now, we come out with a sequel. It's in July. It's bigger budget. And it falls into every trap that horror movie sequels have. It's a summer horror flick, and they're trying to get too big with everything with the story. Where the original was like a family drama, really set small. This
It
family.
was?
It was. It was the aunt Gemma who made this robot babysitter for her niece Katie, whose parents had died and now is in custody, and then the Megan became super protective and started killing people around the family. That was it. Now, this movie, we introduce global stakes as governments and billionaires around the world fight to get this technology and a special key to unlock it all. There's a new upgraded model of the Megan technology that's now a super assassin. We've got mech suits, underground bunkers. It's all so silly. The new Megan character is Amelia, who is played by Ivana Sanko, who is like, it's basically the Terminator 2, where now Megan is the protector, and Amelia is like the T-1000 who is out to try and kill everyone. And now the Megan robot, the Generation 1, has to be the protector. It's so bad. There's laughably bad exposition. This terrible exposition that everyone has trying to fill it all out as they attempt to explain how this is making any sense. You have Jermaine Clement, who I love in everything he does. He can't save this movie as a crazy billionaire. He's annoying. And the story, the stakes, everything, none of it makes sense. It's terrible. And it also reminded me, the young girl that plays Katie, Violet McGraw. She's the same girl who played Katie in 2022. Now she's grown up a little more. This movie did remind me that not all young actresses are necessarily good, because this girl, yikes. They're not all Fanning sisters. I'll just say that.
All right.
She was a tough watch in this movie, and I went into this kind of excited because I did enjoy the first Megan, and this movie was a dumpster fire of a movie, and I'm giving Megan 2.0 one single star.
Wow.
It is a hard pass.
I
for me.
think something's going to be on Jameson's worst of
It might
list
be.
for the year.
It might be. All right, let's move ahead with a film that you saw, sir. What do you have for us?
Yeah, this is on HBO Max. It's a documentary called My Mom Jane. It's directed by Mariska Hargitay. And full disclosure, I'm a huge Law & Order fan. I watch it every night. Mariska Hargitay has starred as Detective Olivia Benson on Law & Order SVU since 1999. She's a national treasure, okay? Let's just say that
right.
and agree to that right
Yep.
now. This is a real personal documentary that on the surface is about Hargitay's mother, actress Jane Mansfield. Now, if you don't know who Jane Mansfield is, she was a sex symbol in the 1950s and early 60s. She looked a lot like Marilyn Monroe. You can see her there. She had some box office success and was branded by some as Hollywood's smartest dumb blonde. But she died in a car crash in 1967 at the age of 34, and Mariska Hargitay was only 3 years old when her mother died. So this documentary is not only a journey for Hargitay as she tries to learn more about the mother that she really never had an opportunity to grow up with, but she also tries to learn more about herself, about her life, and the rest of her family, including her father. And there's some revelations about that. I'm not going to reveal that. You know, you need to watch the documentary, but there's a lot of clips from movies, TV shows that Mansfield appeared in. You see a lot from home movies. But what brings the greatest impact for me in this are the interviews that Hargitay did with the rest of her family, including her siblings. Mansfield had a total of 5 children. The family, I read, was initially hesitant about doing this in the beginning, but then they gave their blessing. They agreed to be a part of it. And these conversations really form the heart of this story. You can tell they're uncomfortable doing this, but you can also see that they want to do this out of their love for Mariska Hargitay and out of, love and devotion for this family. And this is such a personal journey that Hargitay goes through it. I mean, it's sometimes tough to watch, but it's done in such a way that you gain not only a greater appreciation of Jane Mansfield, who I didn't know much about her, and what she did as an actress and also as a mother, but I also came away with it with a lot of admiration for what Hargitay and her family had to go through and what they revealed to get this story out in public. Jameson, this is such a well thought out, well put together documentary. I read where it was shown in limited release in theaters so they could get it into consideration for an Oscar, and I'm really glad to hear that. I hope it gets nominated. I'm going to be very disappointed if it's not.
All right. Where was this streaming? Do you remember?
HBO Max.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Great.
Or Max. I don't know what it's called now.
I only know Mariska Hargitay from The Love Guru, where Mike Myers chants her name as
The
his...
Love Guru?
That
She
was
was in that?
No, that was his chant as the guru, Mariska Hargitay. I'm just kidding. It's a terrible movie. This sounds great. I will have to check this out.
Yeah.
I mean, I know nothing about James Mansfield, so when you mentioned it, I was like, oh, all right.
I mean, you know me. I tear up watching movies frequently,
I've heard,
depending
yes.
on what's in them. This one really got to me, but it's perfect. It's flawless. Yeah.
Wow. Perfect, he says.
Yeah.
So, what do we give My Mom Jane?
5 stars.
5 stars.
I mean, for me right now, it's the best movie of the year.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. I look forward to the end of the year to see.
So much better than Jurassic. So much better.
Damning it with faint praise. All right, let's move ahead to the big summer blockbuster of July, and perhaps of this summer. We have James Gunn's new film Superman, starring David Cornsweet as the big blue Boy Scout right there. James Gunn is tasked with restarting the DC universe, and what better way to begin that with than the original superhero, the first son of Krypton. This film skips all the origin story, assuming that we all know the origin of Superman by now. So it doesn't get bogged down in that repetitive storytelling, and instead, we open up at a time where Superman has been in the public for 3 years, and as we are meeting him, he has just taken his first loss in a battle mere minutes before. He's been beaten by a metahuman called the Hammer of Baravia, who is there to supposedly seek vengeance for Superman meddling in that country's military aspirations. And so we see Superman beaten and bloodied, calling on Krypto to bring him to his Fortress of Solitude. We see the Superman robots there to help him, blasting him with concentrated dose of Earth's yellow sun so he can get back in the fight against these metahumans, and ultimately the man who it all leads back to, of course, Lex Luthor, who in this film is portrayed by Nicholas Hoult. Lex is always out to destroy Superman, and if he can't do it with his strength, he will do it through public opinion, turning the symbol of hope into a symbol of fear and oppression, using every tool in his brain to bring Superman down. And we've seen this battle before, through many iterations of Superman and Lex. But Gunn brings so much to the story that we haven't seen in nearly 50 years, I feel like. First off, there's a sun in this movie, where I felt like Zack Snyder did not believe in the sun in his movies. This movie is in the daylight. The sun is a character.
It's colorful.
It's colorful.
Yeah.
James Gunn also takes little elements from each of the 4 Christopher Reeve films. I watched this movie a couple times and I started to pick up on, that's from Superman 3, that's from Superman 4, the terrible one. Little elements.
Well, he pays tribute to those
right,
films.
he does, and I love that.
The music, the graphics, and the
Christopher
credits.
Reeve's son makes a cameo in this movie as
That
a
I didn't
reporter.
know. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
he's one of the reporters early in the film.
All right.
I really enjoy the chemistry between Lois and Clark. Rachel Brosnahan plays Lois Lane.
I wish there would have been more of her, though,
Yes, I do too.
because she was good.
Yes, and they had a great chemistry. Whereas I always felt one of the things with the Man of Steel universe was I didn't like Amy Adams as Lois Lane. It didn't work
I
for
didn't
me.
either.
This one does, and there's just a sense of joy to this movie, which I really enjoy. Terrific cast. It felt like it was made by someone who's a fan who isn't trying to punish a hero, but is having fun with this. And Nicholas Hoult, I thought, played a really good Lex Luthor.
Well, so much better than Jesse Eisenberg.
Obviously, yeah.
And Kevin Spacey, if you want to go back
Yeah.
even farther. And thank you, James Gunn. They made Lex Luthor bald again.
Yeah.
Yeah. I never understood why Eisenberg's Luthor had long hair. I thought that was a little weird.
Yep.
But you haven't talked about this yet.
What's
What was
that?
the best part of the movie? You know me.
Krypto the Superdog, of course.
Right.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, I know he was a CGI creation. Apparently, he was modeled after James Gunn's real dog.
Yep. Right.
But I didn't care. I thought he stole the show. Gunn got me to believe this dog was real, looked great.
Yeah.
And what happens to me when there's a dog in the movie?
Oh no. No.
I've never cried at a Superman movie before. I mean, I'm admitting this now. I did at this one.
Oh,
I mean,
no.
there's a brief scene between Krypto and Superman. I'm not going to give it away. I fell apart. But I'm so glad I liked this movie because I had a lot of anxiety because I thought when I first heard about this, I'm like, another one? Why are we doing this? You know. Then I thought, okay, James Gunn, Guardians of the Galaxy. This was the Superman that I have been waiting for. I think this is the Superman that we needed.
This is the Superman I grew up on.
It was fun. I had fun at this movie. I was cheering on Superman. I mean, I didn't even really, the Justice Gang didn't really bother me.
Yeah, I was just going to mention the Justice Gang. We get Guy Gardner, Hawkgirl. I like Mr. Terrific quite a bit in this movie.
He was good.
Yeah.
The Nathan Fillion character.
We're going to get more of them.
Yeah, I know we are. He was okay. But it was funny. It had a sweetness to it. It had humanity, which I think was missing in the other ones. He's a nice guy. He's got a heart. I mean, for crying out loud, there's one scene where he saves a squirrel.
Right. Now, I say, there's been a whole lot of hubbub about this, even before the movie came out. Ignore all the politicized garbage you're hearing surrounding this. It's all silly, petty, absurd rhetoric. It's just noise. In 2 years, you're not going to care about that. It's the movie. The movie's good.
Yeah, I mean, it does have a few faults. It does get a little nerdy at times with the science stuff, which I didn't quite understand.
My only nitpicks are, I didn't love the Kents. I don't know why the Kents were...
Really?
I didn't like them.
Oh, I thought they were great.
Oh, come on, mush. I like, okay, relax. And there was much more swearing in this movie than I was expecting. Taking a young child to it, a little more than I was expecting. But this is the best Superman I've seen since Superman 2.
You're right. You're absolutely right. And,
it's been 50 years almost.
And David Corenswet is the best one since Christopher Reeve.
And that's the thing is, they announced David Corenswet. I go, okay, he's relatively unknown. I know him from one movie. I saw him in Pearl. He was the projectionist in Pearl.
Was he in that?
Yes, he was the projectionist that Pearl fell in love with. And he was good. But I didn't see Superman in that guy, and I was doubtful when they cast him. And I thought, more so even than Superman, his Clark Kent was really good.
Yes.
I liked his Clark quite a bit. And that's what helped make the Lois and Clark connection so strong. I really like both of them.
Well, I mean, there's sort of a romantic relationship involving two other characters that I didn't get at all. I thought it was just kind of thrown in there to move the plot along. Wendell Pierce plays Perry White, who's the editor of the Daily Planet. Very, very minor role. I mean, they kind of throw him in there towards the end.
I love him, though. I feel like he's always got a cigar in his mouth in everything I see him in.
It's got a few surprising cameos in it.
Yep.
I mean, and you mentioned this. I mean, I did like it wasn't an origin story, although it does contain some dialogue about the origin.
Right, that's
Superman.
fine. Yeah.
But it didn't.
But I don't need to see the baby crash land and go through the whole thing. Like, the original Superman movie, Christopher Reeve doesn't show up until like an hour into the movie because we're just so much into the origin. Yeah, I'm glad we just got into it. We have a brief timeline at the beginning of the movie. This is what happened, this is what happened, this is what happened. Here we are. Let's go. And it's right into the action. I'm glad. And I'm really glad for DC. I grew up a DC fanboy. I read DC comics.
Yep.
I wasn't a Marvel guy. And I've wanted DC to get their movies right, but they constantly are tripping over themselves. And it's like, if Superman doesn't work,
it's done.
You're done. So this has to work, and now you have to put another foot in front of each other and get them going. And so there's the Supergirl movie and the Clayface movie. Hopefully these things can track, because I really want this universe to come together in a way that it hasn't yet.
Yeah.
So, all right, what did you end up giving Superman this year?
I gave it 4.5 stars. I think this year's been a good year for superhero movies so far. This one and Thunderbolts. I mean, we're going to talk about Fantastic Four in the next show. So.
Yeah.
Hopefully that'll complete the hat trick.
Yeah, I hedge between a 4 and a 4.5 with Superman. I've seen it a couple times. I really enjoy it.
You've seen it more than once?
Yeah. I'm taking people to it. Like, you want to go see Superman? Let's go see Superman. I give it a 4. I don't want to give it a 4.5. It's really good.
Sounds like a high 4. Though.
It is a very high 4. So go check out Superman. It's playing right now.
It's good.
Yeah, very good. All right, what's our next one? Oh, here we go. I got another horror movie for you, buddy. You didn't come to this one, but
no, my daughter saw it.
Nearly 30 years after the events that traumatized Southport, a new group of friends accidentally cause a deadly accident on a dark road and leave the victim behind. A year later, one of them receives an anonymous note which reads these ominous words: "I know what you did last summer."
Oh,
we're back nearly 30 years after the original. Coincidentally, Now, this all sparks a new round of killings from the person in the fisherman's slicker and carrying the hook, and somehow, after multiple murders in this small town from a character that looks just like the one you see on screen, this little seaside town has no memory of the massacre from the 90s because a wealthy businessman had worked to scrub all mention off the internet. And so, well, guess that never happened.
Yeah, that'll do it.
And so this heavy-booted, freakishly strong killer stalks the friends and anyone who is associated with him, racking up kills. Thankfully, there are two people who do remember the history and can give lots of stiff exposition. That's Julie James and Roy Bronson, played by Jennifer Love Hewitt and Freddie Prinze Jr., the only survivors of the original franchise. They have a history, a marriage that had not ended amicably, and their involvement in this series really only serves as a tie to the original. But maybe they can help stop the killer, at least until another sequel comes. There's one point in this movie where one of the characters says, look, nostalgia is overrated. And in the moment, I couldn't have agreed more. Because this franchise, I always felt like this franchise, the first two movies, which came out in 97, 98, was a lesser Scream. It was on the heels of Scream, which kind of relaunched the teen slasher movie. And this was kind of propped up by this craze for teen slashers and by a young cast that also included Sarah Michelle Gellar, Ryan Phillippe, and the two I mentioned. This is a yawning rehash of that, I felt like. Having rewatched the original two movies very recently, this movie is so unoriginal that it couldn't even come up with an original name. We'll just give it the same name as the first one to confuse things more. No one in this movie acts like a real person. These teenagers watch their friends brutally murdered by a man with a hook, and then 10 minutes later go, I think I'm gonna go for a steam bath right now, all by myself. What's the worst that could happen, right?
But that's the nature of that
film.
film.
Oh my God, I know it is. It's just so, no one reacts like someone whose friends were just brutally murdered in front of them. I felt like bringing in the old familiar faces backfired because they weren't given anything to do. Their dialogue was terrible. At one point, Jennifer Love Hewitt was known for one moment in I Know What You Did Last Summer. There's a moment where the killer has been all around them, and the camera pans out one of those classic like overhead crane shots as she's staying square going, oh, what was her line now?
I don't know.
Oh no, I just blanked as I build up to it.
I don't know.
Forgive me. I just totally
It was,
brain
why
farted.
am I in this film?
She's given the same line here. I feel terrible for not remembering this now. It ends with a horribly predictable and cliche ending that literally, at the end of the movie, I'm biting my tongue. Like, I want to just yell something out. And finally, at the end of the movie, it came out of my mouth. I said, my God, this movie's terrible. And it came out loud, and my wife looked at me like, no, you're not wrong.
My daughter liked it. She said she enjoyed it.
I did not like this movie even a little bit.
Really?
And terrible theater experience, by the way.
Okay.
Show up 10 minutes into the movie, don't start waving your flashlight around to flag down your friends. Like, come on. Let's just not be animals inside the movie theater.
Yeah.
Anyways.
That's a whole nother show.
This is going to drive me nuts that I can't remember Jennifer Love Hewitt's line now. This is going to irritate me. But anyways, neither here nor there. I did not care for this movie. I went into it kind of excited because I love those 90s teen slashers. And this movie did not work for me. I give I Know What You Did Last Summer 1 single star. That's 2 horror movies, 2 stars combined between the 2 of them this month.
Bad month for horror movies.
Yeah, July, not a great horror month. So there you go. I Know What You Did Last Summer. Skip that. What are you waiting for? That's her line. What are you waiting for?
Oh, is that it? Okay.
Thank you. Got that in my ear. All right.
She was waiting for the sequel.
I was waiting for that movie to end. All right, sir. Speaking of the end, we have one last movie to talk about this month. It's the movie that you and I went and saw together.
Yeah.
What do we have?
Eddington, directed by Ari Aster. It's his 4th feature film after Hereditary, Midsummer, and Beau Was Afraid. And Steve was afraid to see any of those and did not. I know you did.
Yes, love them.
Given Ari Aster's track record, I was not sure at all about
those are all
seeing
5-star
this
movies
one.
for me. I think every single one of them was a 5.
Really? Yeah.
Yes.
So this story takes place in a small town in New Mexico named Eddington, and this is in May of 2020 during the COVID pandemic. And the town is led by Mayor Ted Garcia, played by Pedro Pascal. This is the year of Pascal, I guess.
Yeah.
He strictly enforces a mask mandate. He pushes for the development of a new data center in the town to rejuvenate the local economy. His nemesis, though, is Sheriff Joe Cross, played by Joaquin Phoenix. They clearly don't like each other. Sheriff Cross disapproves of the mask mandate. He doesn't get along with the local tribal authorities. He lives with his emotionally unstable wife, Louise, played by Emma Stone, who had a relationship with Mayor Garcia in the past. They also live with Louise's mother, Dawn, played by Deidre O'Connell, who spouts off conspiracy theories, doesn't think much of Joe. And Louise follows and wants to befriend cult leader Vernon Park, who's played by Austin Butler. And Sheriff Joe decides to confront Garcia by running against him for mayor, utilizing the sheriff's office as his campaign headquarters and his
Dressing up the sheriff's
he drives around town in a squad car, cheesed up and covered with misspelled campaign slogans. He's got his 2 bumbling deputies as campaign staff. It's really kind of dumb and hokey. But if you think there's a lot going on in this film from this brief description, you're absolutely right. There is. I mean, Aster throws a bunch of different themes at you. I mean, the left, the right, the pandemic, Antifa, Black Lives Matter, protests, AI, child abuse, conspiracy theories, cults, social media, influencers.
Yeah.
He goes after them all. Nobody and nothing is spared. And there's so many themes in this movie. I spent more time trying to connect all the dots than trying to enjoy the film. Which, by the way, just when you think you understand what's going on, this film in the second half goes completely.
Yeah, it turns into a different movie.
Completely off the rails.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not easy, is it?
No.
No. Ari Aster films are always challenging, and I think they've gotten more and more challenging. Beau Was Afraid it was a divisive movie that I loved for its complete oddity. A lot of people did not care for it. And so this Ari Aster film, like all of his films, this one hung in my brain. I chewed it over, kind of processed.
Well, I'm still trying to figure it out.
Yeah, kind of processed the message. I appreciate how he went about it. The more I start to try and fit pieces together in my brain, I finally land on the message is really about how we're all being manipulated, right? How a divide has been created and exploited, and how things aren't always what they seem, how we can be turned against each other. Because no one is the good guy or the bad guy in this movie. But really, it seems to point to who's profiting off of turning us against each other. You have corporate Antifa, which is not Antifa, but it's somebody who's been brought in, probably by that company that sits on the hill making all the money in this little town, to take a small fire of protest and turn it into a firestorm, right? It just serves as a mirror of how angry and insane 2020 was and the repercussions that are still reverberating. And I'd forgotten how much happened in 2020 with the pandemic, the lockdown, George Floyd, all these things you mentioned, activism, performative activism. And I'm like, yeah, wow, this was all happening at that same time. And I felt like the message was akin to the Rowdy Roddy Piper film, They Live, of how there's this entity, there's this corporation, there's people that want to turn you against each other and make you do what they want to do. And that's kind of what I came away with. And somebody's profiting off of your anger and manufacturing this anger. And in these small towns where 5 people are out protesting and the police department, the sheriff's like, us? What have we done? That's happening halfway across the country. But then suddenly that anger gets fanned and the flames start to erupt and people don't even know why they're doing what they're doing. And then, yeah, it turns wild at the end. I just don't know that this is one that I'll ever revisit. As much as I kind of started to appreciate
I don't even
the
know if
message.
it's a movie that you come out saying, boy, I really love that movie.
Yeah, we walked out of there, I was working through it. Like, there's so much being thrown at us. And I like being disturbed by a message and in the delivery of a message sometimes. I like having to sort my feelings out, but I feel like I'm probably one and done on this, whereas opposed to every other Ari Aster film, I have rewatched multiple times.
Well, the first half, I think, was a political satire, okay, which I think maybe could have been done better in the hands of a director like Adam McKay, who did The Big Short and Vice. Second half was just an over-the-top, violent, I don't even know if you can call it action movie.
Yeah, that's kind of what it points towards.
Yeah, I mean, and this is essentially a Joaquin Phoenix film. He's in most of the scenes,
Yeah.
but he's pretty much playing himself in this. I mean, I saw him recently doing an interview on the Stephen Colbert show, and there wasn't a lot of difference between him on the show and his performance as Sheriff Cross.
And he's kind of become Ari Aster's muse with Beau is Afraid, where he's in every single frame of that movie.
And you got some big names in here: Pedro Pascal, Emma Stone, Austin Butler. They've got minor roles.
Austin
in
Butler
this.
barely used in this movie.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to give a lot away, but you don't really see him all that much.
Yeah, and the Emma Stone storyline, I didn't feel like that was fed enough. In a 2.5-hour movie, I didn't feel like there was given enough with her character.
I mean, I'll give Aster credit. Yeah, I mean, he does capture what was going on in a small town during the pandemic pretty well.
Yeah.
In the first part.
Yeah, I still am kind of, as we talk about it, like other little synapses are firing about this movie, which is the mark of an interesting movie to me. It's not a Transformers movie or Jurassic movie. It's going to make you think. Whether you like that or not, I guess your mileage may vary on that.
Well, I mean, but you kind of know, because the first half, it's like a slow tension burner.
Yes,
I mean, it's
very.
just building and building and building, and you know, boy, something's going to happen here. Something's going to happen. And then all of a sudden, I think he's thinking, do I now make this more horrific? Because that's my reputation. And that's what happens.
What did you end up giving Eddington? I'm very curious.
I gave it 2.5 stars.
Okay.
Average.
Yeah.
And I'm still trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
I really am.
Yeah, I landed on 3 stars for this movie, which is the first non-5-star movie for Ari Aster. Like I said, I think it's the rewatchability for me. I'm not really psyched to go rewatch this again. Partly for the length, partly for the content.
Yeah.
But it's a movie I think that's worth watching at least once. Sit down, get your bucket of popcorn, and kick back and relax.
But I think everybody comes away from it with something different.
Yes.
That's good. I mean, it's creative, all right? It's original.
Make you think.
But there's somebody that probably came out with a whole different
I have a friend who
message.
says it's the best movie of the year.
Really?
Yeah, and we had a
Okay.
discussion about it,
All right,
and
so I
I
guess there are people who love it.
disagree more. All right, so we're going to meet again in August. We're doing one show a month. The movies we have coming up until that time is, as we are recording today, Fantastic Four just came out. I watched that last night. I'm withholding everything.
I have to see it.
Happy Gilmore 2 on Netflix also came out today.
Yeah, and you got up really early this
I
morning to
was
see
at 5 a.m.
some of
watching this. The weekend of August 1st, we have The Naked Gun, starring Liam Neeson, directed by
I've seen
Akiva Schaffer.
trailers.
We also have Bad Guys 2. August 8th, we have Zach Kreger's Weapons, which I'm incredibly excited for. We also have Freakier Friday.
That I'll see.
A little more speed. August 14th, we have Shin Godzilla, and we have Nobody 2. And then August 22nd, we have Ethan Coen's new movie, Honey Don't.
Okay.
And I'm sure we'll be
Good stuff coming up.
reconvening around that time, so that's what you have to look forward to. Of course, we encourage you, if you want to keep in touch with us, you can find us on social media, Facebook and Instagram. Real Reviews TV, Real Reviews K-Sun, those are the easy ways to find us there. Sir, it's been a pleasure as always talking movies with you.
Yeah, it's been great. Thank you. Looking
go
forward
watch-
to the month of August.
I'm going to watch the documentary that you recommended and maybe dive into that Billy Joel documentary that you were talking about off air.
Yeah, we can talk about that as well.
Find 5 hours to get into that one. But until next month, I'm Jameson.
And I'm Steve.
Hey, we want to take
Have
a
a great
second to
summer.
thank our sponsors, our friends over at Marcus Theaters, the Palace Cinema here in Sun Prairie. It's truly the place to watch movies. Come in and be greeted by a friendly face when you enter. Come get your tickets. Then make sure to stop by the concession stand to get some delicious refreshments.
Here you go.
Thank you. Then settle into a dream lounger, sit back, relax, put your feet up, and enjoy the show. Hey, it's Real Reviews.